What's up, everybody, and welcome to and welcome back to all viewers and subscribers to Z-Budge Grow. This is episode 16, part 1, and this is what we got going on with the photos. So I'm a day late. I was supposed to do this last night. I fell asleep before my lights. These girls turn on at 7 p.m. and shut off at 7 a.m. So I fell asleep early last night and missed the recording. So here we are this morning doing the recording. Say good morning, Taz. Good morning. All right, let's check it out. So, all right, things have changed again real quick. Told you ADHD here, man. My growth changes all the time. My thoughts change all the time, but that's okay. That's probably what keeps you guys here. Is it's all things are always changing up. All right, so last video I said I was gonna grow out some big plants. One big plant in here, and then do one big plant in the 4x4. Because people were making comments, oh, look at his plants, he's tiny, he don't know what he's doing, this and that. They don't understand that these are me playing around with the plants, doing projects. They don't get it. So I thought I was gonna prove to them I could make big plants. A lot of the fam out there said, nah, ignore them. You don't gotta prove nothing to nobody. Do your thing. And they're right. I'm not gonna change up my auto grow. I'm not gonna take away my auto grow. So I can grow a big photo in here just to prove to anybody. You guys, you want to see big plants? Go to the other channel. There's plenty of channels out there with big plants chasing yield. Go for it. Not a biggie. Here, it's not about that. I like ADHD. I like to play with my plants. I like to do projects. So, with that said, this is what's happening. We split our lights. All right, so we got some vegetation over here for the photos now, and what we're gonna do here is basically this Ukrainian Raspberry here is finishing up. She's got one more dose. She's going into week 12, so she's got a dose of Stash Blend and Flower Fuel coming up, and then it'll be water for the rest of the weeks. But this is Ukrainian Raspberry, and this is from Cherries Seeds, which is our seed sponsor. She's doing pretty good. She smells amazing. So if you remember, her sister was one that we left in the room, and she's the one that had the spots on us that we were in debates whether it was PM or was it neem oil residue, and that's the one we left in the room, and we did the ozone machine. Well, we ended up cutting her down because we boofed the roots from the ozone, we believe, and we dried out and didn't care. We dried her out, and me and my brother smoked her, and she was pretty fire. And she was cut down a month early. I don't know. We were nice and high off of it, and it smelled good and tastes good, and that's crazy. So I can only imagine what this is going to be. All right, so next up, this is from Dad Marino, and this is where we're trying to do the one cola straight 12-12, which is the same here. So neither one of these girls have seen anything but 12-12. You put the seed in here, and that's it, and threw her in here. So, this is Dad Marino's. This is 91 Cherries OG. And, yeah, she's a toughie. She was a toughie, so that is definitely, she would have been, if she was growing normal, she would definitely be a bushy girl. And the reason I say that is because none of her branches, no matter how many big fan leaves I kept pulling off like I normally do with these to keep the side branches from really stretching, not this girl. Her branches just wanted to stretch Every one of them. So, there's really, they're not up against the stock. Every one of them wanted to stretch. So I could imagine this would probably be a beautiful plant to grow big. She'd probably be huge. So, but yeah, she's coming along good. She's starting to get some trichomes built up. So I was corrected and much appreciated to one of the fan members. I kept saying trichomes, and it's trichomes. So I stand corrected, and I appreciate that, brother. Now I can stop looking like an idiot and type in trichomes in the comment section, or stop saying trichomes. I can start saying trichomes and write in trichomes. So. But, alright, so there's that, and we are rolling into week 7 of, week 7. So she still has one more feeding to go, which is boom, boom, boom. Not for 2 more weeks. So she's still got a little while. So anyways, next up is, as you see, we took the leaves off. A lot of fan leaves off these two. And it was this one and her. I cut her center ones out. And yeah. So we removed leaves for their day 21 defol, plus it was really dense, and that's why we had to take those inner ones out, because it was just, these are so stiff, they're not moving nowhere. One of them here, I even tried to, and look, it just broke. Just from me pulling down on it just a little bit, it started splitting. So I said, screw it, we're not gonna try to bend them out at all, like hold them down, LST them out, and that's why I was trying to open it up so that these center ones would have been fine, but no, instead we removed the center ones. But this is our OG Kush from Royal Queen Seeds. This was the freebie. So yes, these plants are small here. It wasn't the intentions at first. My intentions were we were gonna run a bunch of clones. I've been flip-flopping, so it's been a project playing with these little pots. So we're trying to do the 1 gallons. Anyways, these 3 girls right here are seedlings. And what I was going to do is grow these out, and we had them all trained out and topped out to cut 16 clones off of each one. We were just going to grow 16 of these branches, and then we were going to clone it, and that was that. And then we'd run all 16 of these, or however many clones took, we would run them all in here, throw them straight 12-12. That was the plan with these girls. Well, we decided we weren't going to play with clones because I had got a bunch of auto seeds. So we decided to change up and do a bunch of autos. So instead, I took these girls and just threw them in the tent. That is why they're small. That's why they have so many branches compared to these girls, is because they're actually being trained to be cloned out. Instead, after a month of that, I decided we're just going to push them through. I'm not going to do clones and put them in here to push them through. So that is why these plants are small. They're not small because I don't know how to grow. They're small because I'm pushing them through. I changed my mind what I wanted to do with them, and instead of throwing them away, I just threw them in the 12-12 to push them through. All right, so OG Kush we just checked out. These two girls are Masonic Seeds. These were from his $25 a month subscription where you get 3 packs delivered to your door for 25 bucks. This one is OG Haze crossed with Rainbow Belts. And this one is Poo Tang Neville crossed with Chem. So, this is the Poo Tang Neville crossed with Chem. Maybe I zoomed out too much. As you can see, all the girls have been cleaned up. So that will be the last cleanup, basically, for the grow. We really won't be doing no more defoliation unless whatever grows back is out of control in the centers. But that's it. Wow, they already smell. Woo. Wow, just from touching that. And this is the, what did I say? The OG Haze crossed with Rainbow Belts. Alright, so now that we just checked the plants out, now let me tell you what's happening. Alright, so this girl's almost done. And then these 4 girls, these 2 and these 2, are on the same timeline, so they'll be done next. So I don't want to do any more grows with different plants in there on different schedules. It's not fun trying to juggle the light spectrum. So what I did is, another fan explained to me, which makes absolute sense, the proper way of talking about grade A buds, main cola buds, and secondaries and this and that. So let me get this fan out of the way. Before we talk about the plants, we're going to talk about that because I'm much appreciated, brother. And anybody new out there, maybe it's going to be nice to understand this. All right, so this plant here is all right now is all main buds, main colas. And why is that? Because we came up the stalk, we topped, and as you see, we leave a little stump there. If you're out there, Scotty 420, that's what I'm talking about. When you top, instead of topping it flush, leave a stump so that when these are growing, the knuckles can go onto the stump. It won't split the stalk in half. See how right here, where yours split? I've done it so many times. I finally learned not to top flush. But anyways, so there's your main cola. Then we topped it. So now we got 2 main colas, right? Then they're topped again. One there, and other one sideways, but there. So then it brought us to 4 main colas. Then we topped each of those, and then we got 8 main colas, right? And then we topped again up top, which then brought us to 16 main colas. All right? And then we topped all those again, which now these are growing out the new ones, which will be, each of these will have 4 main colas coming off of it to bring us to 32 main colas. So if I'm correct, that would be 32 main colas, which should be grade A top buds. No side branches, no nothing. Everything flowed through this trunk and then the main's just been topped. So those should be straight grade A main cola buds. All right, the way I was doing it before. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on, let me go find a plant that we can look at. All right, right here. Pull her out. Bring her over to the light. All right, let's get in there. So, this plant, where are we at? Has been topped. There's the stub. Okay? So, the way I always did it was I lowered these. Back it up so you guys can see. I, just like this, I would top it, and I would either leave just 2 note sites. Well, technically it's 4 note sites, but 2 levels of notes. And but this one I did 6 levels of notes. And then what I would do is, like I did here, is start training them down and spread these so they're all even. And I was calling these now main colas. Incorrect. On this plant, the way it sits, there's only 2 main colas, even though the rest of them all the same height. This and this, there's 5 that are the same height. I don't have 5 main colas. I have 2 main colas. And my 2 main colas is this one and this one. These 3 are not main colas. Those would be, because that's not the top of the stalk. The top of the stalk's up here. So only these 2 would be mains. These other 4 are just side branches. So I stand corrected, and I'm glad I know and understand it, because I 100% agree with this, and this is what I want. So I am glad he explained it to me better. Unfortunately, this one I already had trained out, and come to find out I trained it the right way. So far as topping goes, to get my main cola. So I lucked out there. So with that said, we took these 4 girls back out of the tent and put them back to veg. They haven't started flower or nothing. So we took them and put them back into veg. They were just 12-12s. But we would have to wait for them to finish out before we could bring her over. And then it would be different time schedules again. So instead, we're going to pull them out, put them back into veg, so that when those are done over there, this tray here will be the next run in there. And I'm keeping my auto tents autos. So Miss K's, so I can keep doing the community's growth. And Miss K's turns up next, and I'm not going to push her off for another 3 months just because some haters out there say I can't grow big plants. Nope, not doing it. So Miss K, you're up next on that top shelf in there. All 3 of yours. Well, all right, so that's what we got going on. Let's talk about the plants. So besides taking them, putting back into veg, I corrected them. So if everybody paid attention before, we had topped them down, and I left the bottom 2 branches and the top 2 branches. And I was going to grow the 4 out, and I was calling it, saying I was going to grow 4 main colas. And that's when the fan member chimed in and said that's incorrect, and explained to me. So what we did is we took the bottom 2 off, right? So now we have 2 main colas, not 2 main colas with 2 side branches. We have 2 main colas, and then we topped them. So now we have 4 main colas, and we're going to keep it at that because it's a small pot. So, and then over here on our Quirkle, okay, I'm sorry. So that is the Quirkle cleaner, and we are, I guess the count's going to have to start over now. So we were going into week 6 from 12-12, but that's going to change, so I guess that doesn't really matter no more. The flowering schedule will have to start over again. But anyways, that is the Quirkle cleaner. This one is Quirkle. So these are subcool genetics, but these beans were bred and restocked by Diesel Junkie. Check him out on his channel. He's a fabulous grower, awesome grower. Check his channel out, Diesel Junkie. So he made a bunch of seeds, and he sent like hundreds of seeds out to the community. So I got some, and this is what we got. So, and this one was born with a mutation, and she was born with 3 tops. So I probably didn't need to initially top her the first time. The reason I did is because I always grow up to 5. I top back down to 3, and then I remove 1. So I always keep the 2nd note level and the 3rd note level. For now on, I won't be doing that. I will be training them this way now. So we got 3 here. So that's our 3 mains. And then I topped them. And I just topped these ones yesterday. So these are topped. And so we're going to go for 6 on the mutated quercle. 6 branches. So same thing over here. These are our Falcon Heavies. And same thing. We took the bottom notes here off and then topped them. So we have 4 main colas coming. So we're going to have 6 main colas, 4 main colas, 4 main colas, 4 main colas. Those are Falcon Heavies. So those are PNW cultivators. All right, and this is, the big one is a Falcon Heavy. So last time you seen it, all this was filled in. We had her under the scrog net. We were gonna scrog her out until I found out the correct way to have premium grade A main cola buds. So, but for the hell of it, what did I do with all the insides? Did I strip them and throw them away? Nope. Let's go check it out real quick. We'll come back to these girls. So I don't know why I did it, but I just did it for, oh, wait a minute. Because, I don't know. Well, I have a bunch of people that want to do outside plants, and they're asking if I had any clones, blah, blah, blah. So we got the cloning going on. Let me pull this out. So as you see, we have our heat mat, and then our light up here, our budget light from Lowell's. It's a full light spectrum. It's only 78 watts. It has a built-in timer on it. I just have it set on for 24 hours because it's cloning. And you can pick the light spectrum. I only have blue on, but you can have red on. You can have white on. Just blue, or you can have blue and red, or you can have all 3 on. You can put whatever combination you want for lights, but we're only doing cloning. You know, that's basically that only area is for cloning. So, and let me take these out into the light. So this is my little homemade clone dome. So my kid's mother, when I first started growing, she ordered me a bunch of trays. So cloning trays with domes on them. So seedling trays. But they quite don't work for clones. So what I did is I took 3 of the lids and I cut. Check it out. See how I cut them all out? So I cut these out here, the tops on 2 of them out, and then I melted them together. Alright. And then taped the new one on the top. And as you can see, she works. And now I have a good height for clones. But here we go, look at. Oh. Yeah. So they're little clones. We're gonna see if they take. They haven't died off or anything. They look nice and good still. There's no roots yet. We just put them in here on the 19th. So I don't think there's any roots. Whoa. Is that a little root poking out right there? Yep, maybe they are coming. Oh, I'm glad I pulled this out. These need to be, I need to give them a drinkage. Oh yeah, they need a drinkage. But, yeah. So, that is, put this back on real quick. Don't put them away because then I'll forget to give them some drink. So that is the guts of her, the insides. So that's 18, what is it, 18 in there? Yeah, that's 18 babies from her in there. And now we have 32 main colas gonna be growing. Period. That's it. So, hey, pretty cool. So that's what's happening with the with our photo grow now. It's not gonna go and take over my 4x4 tent just to prove anybody anything. I'm gonna keep doing my things. Obviously you guys like it, so we're gonna keep doing our thing over here. Never mind what haters gotta say. All right, so yeah, that's our update in the photos. So we got these girls are gonna finish up. Then we're gonna take these girls, we're gonna plop them over there. These clones, they're not staying, but we will keep paying attention to them until they're out of here. So you guys can see them catch their roots and whatnot, and see how many successfully out of 18 catch. See how my cloning skills are using all these side branches that were only like, those clones are what, 2 inches tall? So we'll see how good. And then I have one plant going, and she is a backup plant. And what I mean by that is these are eggs. So I didn't leave them into flower long enough to find out if they were males or females. I imagine if they were males, they probably would have showed by now, but because of doing this topping, it's probably slowed them down. So we really don't know if either one of those is actually a female. Fingers crossed they both are, but I'm not playing around, and I don't want to have different plants on different schedules. So what I mean by that is if one of these popped a female and I took it out, I would probably put something in that spot, which now I'll have a seedling next to growing plants. Don't want to do that no more. So we have a backup back here. And that's the orange gasm. And we got a pack of those, and I'm dying to try it. So that's our backup plant. If both these are females, we're just gonna keep her, and I am gonna start training her out like this. So when you do a lot of topping and a lot of training, it takes a while. You see how long these branches are here? Normally, I wouldn't let my branches get that big. So initially, this girl here, actually was one of these girls. She was in a small pot with these. She was being trained out to be clones. That's why she's like that. And then we decided we weren't, like I said, we sent those ones to flower, but we kept one in and put it in a big pot. And then she started growing out, and I was gonna scrog her out until I learned what is truly a main cola and what is truly premium grade A part of the plant. So that's different now. But normally I would have topped these branches down here, ASAP, and let them go. And then once they hit their first note. So basically same thing with what I'm doing here and what I did at the top once I started again. See how short the notes spacing was before I topped again? As soon as I could top, I topped. So it got topped, and it got topped. Trying to show this. It got topped, and it went to the 2, right? And then as soon as those 2 heads were there, I folded them off and busted them off. So now it's going to 4. I immediately did it. I would have did it lower just to keep the structure of the branch smaller. But anyways, that's what you got. So, the reason I was just explaining that. So if these 2 end up being females, and this orange gasm back here from Irene Genetics, we will start training her out like this, and boom, boom, boom. So building a frame like this takes a while. There's a, you got a week stall in between every topping, at least, anyways, a week stall. So you figure 1 topping, 2 toppings, 3 toppings, 4 toppings, 5 toppings to get to 32 main colas. So yeah, that's a few weeks of stalling out. So it could take you 4 to 6 weeks just to build the structure of the frame of the plant. So that's what we'll do with her. Have plenty of time, and then we'll decide what to do with her when the time comes. But all right, that's what we got, everybody. And don't forget to put your entry into the game. Oh, wait. So everybody keeps asking me, and this is my water tank. All right, so I fill this up once a month. It's 50 or 55 gallon tank. And I got my 4 hoses, my air bubbles, and I leave it bubbling. So when I need water, I just scoop. And everybody asks, and nobody sees me pull out pH pens. No, I don't pH my water. Do I have pH pens? Yes. I have a Blue Lab. I don't know. Somewhere in here, this mess. I have a Blue Lab one, and I also have the Amazon one, the yellow one, the blue ppm, the blue ppm meter there, and then the yellow pH meter. So I have them. You will ask me to go dip it now. I could, but I highly doubt this thing's calibrated, because she's been lying on her side up there for a while. But you know what? For the hell of it, I'll go stick it in. But I really don't think it's going to be very accurate. I haven't used it in over a year, and it's been lying on its side. It wasn't really lying on its side. I guess that's kind of a lie. But anyways. See what happens. So, before I stop using this, my the last few times I checked it, she was coming in. She bounced between 6.7 and 7. Some days it was 6.7. Some days it'd be like 6.9. See if I can try to get sort of clear. So this is a Blue Lab pen that's been sitting unused for over a year. We'll see what it does. You see? Now it's going back up. That's weird, right? I think my I don't think my pen's working correct. But yeah, so we are organic feeders here. So we feed our soil. We don't feed the roots. We let the soil feed the roots. So yeah, I don't pH. I don't pH my water, and I don't usually have problems. I'm not gonna say I never have problems, because sometimes there is problems. Especially when you're using a lot of tester seeds, and a lot of grow right now I have going on is a lot of testers, is, you know, the community that's spread and played around and made some things themselves, and I'm here running their stuff and stressing the hell out of them to see who's does what. But yeah, that's what we got for. So I don't there's no pH. I don't pH my water. You don't ever see me. Yes, you're correct. I come over, I scoop, and I use. That's it. End of story. It's been like that for over a year. And wait, I gotta water these girls. And I haven't had a problem. You know, you can see everything's pretty healthy. For someone that hasn't pH'd his water in a long time. I mean, obviously this one, but she getting around about to finishing her out. But yeah, well, it can't go in the auto tent. So anyways, boom, boom, yeah. So I answered that question. I've been asked many a times, what's your pH, what's your pH? Nope, no pHing. I don't do no ppm measuring. I don't do none of that stuff. I keep it very basic and simple. We use some basic nutrient feedings, and you know, I use dechlorinated tap water, and yeah, we just keep it nice and simple. You know, besides that, there's no additives. If something goes wrong, I basically let the girl try to fix herself. I mean, the only other thing I would be like adding in is some Epsom salt, maybe, if it needs it for magnesium, or if they run out of food, I can hit them with a week's worth of liquid Doctor's Earth, which still keeps it organic. So yeah, but besides that, I kind of just ride it out and hope that for the best, with the fingers crossed, and see if the girls fix themselves. And as if you see here on my channel, I'm not afraid to rip a plant out and throw it away if it's not performing to where it needs to perform at the time I need it to be performing. It's just, if I don't like it, it's not, you know, it'll go. So so with that said, if a plant's like really, really sick and I'll kill it off and just chuck it and replace it. But all right, everybody, this is Z Bud. It's still Sleepy Taz saying good morning and have a wonderful day, everybody. Sorry I was late on this. And sorry again, real quick, ADHD. Listen, everybody, if you pick a card and I don't give you a response back, please make another comment if I overlooked it, and to just double check. If I don't put best of luck, that means, or sorry, repick, or anything to your comment, that means I missed your comment. I didn't do it. I don't do it on purpose, but the comment section is getting a little busy, so sometimes I overlook. All right. Can't believe I just took 40 minutes of your time. Peace, everybody. Much appreciated. Don't forget, into your card. Peace. Much love. Much happiness. Stay safe.